Hi everybody, welcome to Monkey Island Madness. This is an impromptu stream. I'm going to work on this brown Zentangle again. Hopefully today I'm just going to stick with it and get it done. Just get it done no matter what happens. So I am talking to a live audience, so I'm not just sitting here yammering at myself. And then whatever happens during the stream goes right up on YouTube. So you see it as it happens. I'm sitting here looking through a little cheater book of tangle patterns. If any of you in chat have one that you particularly like, I would do it. Now, I like this SOCC a lot. But then again, it can get pretty heavy and dark. There's some that are just heavy and dark, and then some that are more light. And I'd like something, because I've got some really pretty designs on here, I'd like something that kind of sinks in the background. I didn't sew my stuff up, so I'm thinking of sectioning mine off as... Yeah, Brenda, that's what I did in my book. There are just some patterns that are good as standalone. You're not going to fill up a whole section with them. So what I did was, I did mine... I sectioned them out as random patterns, meaning you don't need a grid, you don't need anything. You could do an entire background with them. So I have, 3 pages of random, and then patterns that require a grid. I like grid patterns for backgrounds because they're uniform and they will kind of tend to sink into the background. And then borders. So that's kind of how I did mine. I just did like the cheat sheets, and that's what I used to make the cheat sheet book. Because there's some that, like coil, you're not going to fill up a whole background with coil. I suppose you could if you just wound the coil around or something, but it lends itself more to a border. And barber poles, you can do them sitting side by side. I like this a lot. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. This one would be really pretty in color. But this one, that basket weave, it's kind of medium weight. So for a background, that's not going to interfere with, your other, I think, prettier elements, so to speak, So I'm going to look here quick. I'm almost tempted to do like a basket weave or something. Maybe the basket weave in the background of this one would be good. Because it would it's kind of medium weight and it would sink into the background, and then I could do something else around the edges here. So, yeah. But then to actually find the pattern, Brenda, I try and keep them alphabetical, but you guys found out the danger of that is that when you find a new pattern and it belongs somewhere closer to the front and you didn't leave a space, I just, like here, you can see I'm at crossroads, and then all of a sudden there's chicken feet down here. I just put that in, and then at some point I'll just add a new page and reshuffle them. Or I won't. It doesn't matter to me. So, but I'm thinking that curved basket weave. Oh, Huggins could be fun too. It's like a basket weave. I'll show you guys. It's like a basket weave, more stylized, I guess. Hurry is a nice one. Do that in the background. I think I might do that one in the background. It's real simple. All right, I'm going to pull that one out. Again, I think that's what I'm going to do. Plus, it shades really cool. So then the only other thing I've got to decide right now is what size do I want. The squares in the background. And normally what I do, just because I don't like measuring out, is I'll take one of my lettering templates and just use it as a square so I don't have to do a bunch of measuring, because I'm lazy that way. Okay, I'm going to quickly do that. I'm going to go ahead and draw myself the grid so I know where the dots are going to go, and I'm going to use, I'm going to use the bigger. What the heck? That's the 03, and I need to drag some lead out of that. I trashed it out. So when I start doing this, not uncommonly, I get pretty quiet. So if it goes quiet, you know why. So see, these lettering guides come in handy for a lot of different things. And it won't take me but a minute to space this out. So what are you guys doing today? I honestly was just sitting here waking up, drinking coffee, watching Carol, and checking social media stuff. So I haven't even started my day. I've had one cup of coffee, so I'm going to have to get up and get a cup of coffee here in a minute. Because I was a lazy bum this morning. I'd probably still be in bed if Robert hadn't come up looking for his watch. And you're up early today, Jean. Is there some special occasion? Hang on, I'm going to check chat here in just a second. I'm shading with a Prismacolor pencil and some Gamsol or odorless mineral spirits, Jane. Yeah, I'm just spreading it with that. So, oh, I'm using the bigger one, right? Right. And if these aren't perfect, it's really no big deal because the pattern's going to be so large at this point. The right side won't know what the left side looks like, right? And Ratatouille doesn't even know that I turned the camera on. He'll be up here in a minute. He was down yakking at his boys. I don't know if you guys know, Robert is a ham radio operator. And just like I used to do coffee club every morning, he meets with a group of his ham buddies every morning on the radio. And they sit around and yak about whatever they're doing today, who's healthy, who's not. His original group doesn't talk politics, I don't think, but then the second group does, and oh my God. But they're all miles apart. Like the second group is a group down in Texas. His original group, and they're all good buddies. They've been buddies for years and years and years. They live, a lot of them here in Oklahoma, and there's one up north somewhere. I don't know where. So that's why he disappears in the morning, because he goes and yaks at his boys. You trying to get yourself on a normal schedule again? I don't know, Jean, it's just me, but I really think by keeping a schedule, it definitely helps me. Like, I know when bedtime is, I know when we're going to eat. It definitely helps me. So, but you're alone, and that's different too, you know? Um, so if you want to stay up half the night, nobody cares. If I stay up half the night, Ratatouille knows, because it starts affecting his schedule. I wish I had a longer one of these. Alright, let's see how this does. I think I'm going to measure this and do this one different. This was 3/8. I'm just going to go ahead and do the 3/8, I think, because that's too short. And I've got this much work in it, so I might as well make sure it comes out right at this point, I think. And I know you may not be able to see me right now, but I am making little marks on the sheet. And if you've come in here in the last few minutes, I may not be aware that you're here. Give me a minute. Have you been finding new patterns, Brenda? I don't think CB has posted in the last day or two. Or if she did, I've missed it. And I'm kind of like Dee Dee. Whatever happens after I go to bed at night, I'll never know because I don't go back and look in the morning. Or I rarely do. Oops, Houston, we got a problem. You up early to prepare for the cleaner. She double booked herself. Oh, that's a pain, Dorothy. Oh, I know why, because I started measuring from the wrong edge. Well, that should work. What the heck? Why did that look so crooked? I don't know. Maybe it was just me. It's fine. I wish my cleaner was coming today. Boy, I'd have a serious list for them. It's not too bad because I had it pretty good for when Jackie was here, but I'm so bad because after Jackie left, then I felt like I deserved a couple days off. So, yeah. So I haven't maintained it as good as I should have, I guess, is what I could say. And I don't know why I worry about it. It's really just Robert and I here, as a rule. Who cares if it's spotless, right? I guess I think my mother can look down from heaven. I don't know. I hope I'm not sorry I picked this pattern. I don't think I will be. Hey, CB! You haven't posted in a couple days? You will today? Okay, cool, because I look forward to them. I have a whole list of stuff that I got to go look up because of you. So since you got here, I'm going to go ahead and do Huggins in the background, CB, because it's light and airy, and I don't think it'll interfere with what's already going on. I guess we're going to find out, huh? Pretty simple. It was either this or basket weave, something basket-like, but I thought this one is light and airy, and I didn't want this real heavy. I can do something heavier around the edge, and I probably will, so that the center part is, I don't know, maybe the focal point is what I'm trying to say. Alright, this is where I goofed up. Right there. No, I did have a problem. I knew it. I knew it. Alright, now that makes more sense. Blame the people who make them up. Okay, I'll do that. Alright. And I haven't, I know what I'm drawing for October today, but I have not started it. But it should be really, really simple. Alright, got the grid in the background. I think I'm going to like it because just even seeing the pencil marks there makes me think it's a good choice. It's just in the background. So here we go. Dip pen and ink are ready. Oh, I need a spare piece of paper to start with. Where do I have one? Here's one from the other day. You can tell I really clean up this place. This is from the other day. Alright, and there's a cat hair on it. Isn't that precious? Yeah, I think it'll look okay, Brenda. I do. Oh, wow, Jean, that's nice. Well, I've lived here, what, 20... Oh, I moved in 95, so what, 22 years? I've never had a single trick-or-treater, believe it or not. Not one single trick-or-treater. Ever. Which is fine. The first year I bought a ton of candy because I didn't know. I mean, I knew there was a family of kids down the road, and, you know, other than my street, I obviously didn't know how many kids lived around. I knew there weren't a whole hell of a lot of full-time residents out here, but I just didn't know. So I planned as if we were living in Boulder. In Boulder, we got mountains of kids. I mean, at some point during the night, you just had to turn the light off and shut it down because they would keep coming all night long. And I was so disappointed because it was like not one single kid showed up. And I used to like seeing the kids in their costumes. I really did enjoy that part of it. We had a family across the street from us in Boulder, and they adopted children. And so they had kids from Korea. They had just kids from all over. And when they would come to the door, oh, their mother just went all out for their costumes and everything. So I could hardly wait for that family of kids to show up because they'd come in a great big group. And I admired their mothers so much. They ended up getting one of my puppies. I bred puppies for a while, Shih Tzu puppies. And they ended up getting one of my puppies. But oh my gosh, that mother made all their costumes. And they were so much fun. And the kids were so cute and so well behaved and so polite. Thank you. You know, I don't know. It was just, I look forward to them every year. Of course, now those kids, you have to remember, that's over 20 years ago. Those kids are in their late 20s, early 30s, which is mind-boggling to think. That one little Korean kid, I'd love to see him. He was absolutely adorable and had the prettiest smile, and he smiled all the time, and he loved that puppy. Oh, did he love the puppy. I think they all loved the puppy, but he was especially enthralled with the puppy. Okay, we've got our dots. Oh, that's a good idea, Jean. Give him popcorn. Um, it it is and it isn't, CB. The full-time people that live here are retirees for the most part, but it's a resort community. Um, there's a great big resort down the road called Shangri-La, and they have two championship golf courses down there. And there's a lot of rentals there. There's a hotel, there's houses on the golf course, stuff like that. And then the gated communities here on my road are mostly owned by young people who bring their families for the weekends. Because it's a lake, right? I mean, they've all got boats, and so yeah, it's primarily um, resort. I mean, that's where the money comes from. But you know, those of us that are here full time, we mostly are retirees. Yes. I'll try and keep my humps here consistent. This is going to go fast too. Okay, I'm the ones that go down. So, for example, CB, during the winter now, as soon as school starts, it gets absolutely empty around here because the kids go back to school, sports start. So Labor Day, my life gets infinitely better because they all stay home. But I have to say, when I first moved here, it seemed like there were a lot more partiers. Of course, there were. Some of the caretakers around here were huge partiers. Now I don't get up to trash in my yard anymore. It seems like people maybe are a little bit more respectful. If yeah. In general, I don't think that's true of society, but around here, that's what I have experienced. Used to be I'd wake up and my mailbox might be run over. I'd have trash in my yard because people had come down here to just party like maniacs. I'm sorry, I'm not even on screen. Not true anymore. It is more families. But then on the weekends during the summer, you know, you've got 7-year-olds out driving golf carts on the road. So, yeah, you can kind of imagine what it's like. I get real excited when they all go home. But I can't complain too much because they help pay the taxes around here. Because most of the ones here around me are not rentals. They are owned. Most of the rentals are over near the golf course, and I'm 2 miles from the golf course. Sometimes I forget what my pattern's doing, so I have to stop and think. Oh yeah, Labor Day weekend, that's my favorite weekend. Woohoo! City buttholes go home. I might go back and emphasize the dots when I'm done too. Yeah, Kimberly, if you're living on a beach, it's probably the same deal. That's what Jackie says. Robert's daughter, Jackie, that was just here, she lives on the Outer Banks, North Carolina, in a little town called Avon. And they own a rental property, and now they've since just bought a house for them to live in, and they're keeping the rental property for rental. And it's right on the beach, and it's gorgeous. Um, but yeah, now they're just getting into their winter season where all the vacationers and renters go home, and they're just left with the full-time residents. And it's quite a change. I mean, you wouldn't think it is, but it is really quite a change in um, just environment. Just you wouldn't think so. I didn't, and of course, when I moved here, I didn't have any clue um, about it. You know, I mean, I just didn't know. But I learned quickly, and it's not horrible. Um, and you get your Walmarts back. Exactly, Kimberly. And then you know which are the um, regular people that are living there. All right, I don't have a line up here, so I'm going to create one and hope it's correct. All right, so that would go out to there. This will go in. All right, I think I got the pattern going now. I think I told you guys how Jim and I bought this place. It was not a well thought out plan, that's for sure. But the best thing that could have happened. Oops, almost screwed up there. Of course, you may not be able to notice it even. All right, Hypercola. I try and stay on camera, you guys. Sometimes I forget that I'm actually entertaining you guys. Or attempting to, anyway. Yeah, I think this was a good choice. I do. And it's pretty mindless, which is a good thing for me this morning. I need to kind of come up with a plan for today. I don't have one. Tomorrow we're going to Joplin. And I haven't decided if I'm going to go shopping yet. I probably will at least go look at Michael's. Um, I don't know if I will or not. I know I need groceries again. Alright, so now I've got to kind of, well, I guess since it's behind everything, it doesn't matter. I can just start the pattern again. Alright, that would be out. This would be in. So this would be in. Alright, got it. Kitty's meowing. Can you hear her? She's started being a lot more vocal. The tangle at the top center looks like a pumpkin. This one? I don't know. Come on, pen. Work with me here. Work with me. When the ink starts drying, the pen starts acting up, so I'll just dip it and get new ink. Now we're going again. And that was going in. Just go out. When you get to the edges, you just kind of have to envision whatever. But I think that's going to work out okay. Because I'll actually end up finishing it with the shading, right? It's got eyes and teeth. Well, I'm glad you see that because I don't see that. But it's okay. I don't have to. All right, so this one was going out. This one would be coming in, out, in. All right. Okay, so this one would be going out. Sorry, got real quiet there. I need to get a chat pack like Dee Dee, right? Right now I am thinking. What's November 10th? I know it's 4 days before my birthday. I don't even know why I get excited or happy about my birthdays. I'm just getting older and I don't even like that. And there's nothing I really want, so it's not like I'm going to be ordering anything. Except one of those grilled cheese bags that Dee Dee got. I don't know why I want one of those crazy things. It's no big deal to fetch up a pan and cook up a grilled cheese, right? Oop, got a hump on the table. And it's not like I'm Dee Dee where I eat them every day either. I rarely fix a grilled cheese, but I like them. All right, pen, you're starting to annoy me. There we go. Ouch. Alright, are you guys seeing any place that I missed? Sorry. I'm going to move this out a little bit where it's more convenient for me to draw. Okay. I don't think I missed anywhere. So now I will shade. Actually, shading is my favorite part. I'm going to sharpen my little pencil. If I had a sharpener here, I should. Can you imagine me not having a sharpener? That's insanity. I know where it is. Get out the cockle one. Then I can give you something for my birthday? I might think of something that I want, but I can't. I mean, now that I got the Poly 2s, that was the thing I really wanted. Or the Polychromos. So, yeah, so I'm just seeing, it seemed like the two ends of this pencil, one of them is a little bit redder than the other. I'm just checking it out. Alright, it's the short one that I like, I think. Yeah, that's the one we're using. Thanks, Brenda. We'll see now. See, and I never shaded this one either after I drew it the other day, or this one. So there's a whole lot of shading going on here now. It could come down a little bit, but then the likelihood that I'm going to go off camera is greater. Oh, you know what? Before I get too far along here, I need to go ahead and erase my lines. Before I get pencil on it and smear it and trash it out. I know what I could get myself for my birthday, Brenda. I could get myself a cool, beautiful leather journal. Because I don't have enough of those. There are a few of those that I want, but then I think, well, what are you going to buy and just put them on the shelf? You can't use them all every day. But there are a few of those that I would love. A couple of years I'm very envious of. What I should buy myself, honestly, because I need it more than anything, is a nice purse. I really could use a nice purse. I haven't had a new purse in years and years, and the one I have is pretty well trashed out. Exactly, like I need another one. That's where I end up, CB, is, oops, but you can sell them and dream of what they will be used for. Yeah, that's true. But I would like a really, really pretty, I can see a couple places here that I've missed, so I'm going to go fill them in right now. Yeah, I wouldn't mind having a beautiful leather journal or a beautiful leather purse. There are some beautiful ones out there. If you guys pay attention to leather journal covers, oh my gosh, there are some companies that have come out with some sweet, sweet products. And some of us don't have the good sense to just say no. I need a ticket to Australia. Well, I'm holding off on that until we see how we come out with the leukemia CB. If he comes out okay, there is no doubt that ticket is being bought, and he knows it. We've already discussed it. He knows that. So, yeah, that's pretty much a done deal. The only thing it hinges on is the whole bone marrow. So, and I don't mind taking money out of the bank for that CB. That doesn't come out of cash flow. So we should know in probably a month and a half, I guess. I don't know. Well, I don't know really how long after he finishes treatment they do the bone marrow. Don't know, but we'll be finding out for sure. I'm going to shade these old ones first and give that ink a chance to dry real good. That I just laid down. So, yeah, got to take it out of the bank. Not doing cash flow for tickets to Australia, but that's okay. I'm going to shade all the way around this design so it goes ahead and pops out. And I'm just kind of making up where the shading goes, you know, where I want it to jump out or recede, whatever. Yep, Australia will be fun. And I think if everything comes out fine with the bone marrow, we're going to go to the Outer Banks probably in January and spend a couple weeks at his daughter's rental house because it's not rented for the winter. They don't rent them for the winter at all, so they close all the houses up. So we went last year, and oh my gosh, the view, and it sits right on the Atlantic Ocean. It's just gorgeous. Of course, the house is beautiful. So Jackie keeps insisting that we come down there, and I'm not going to argue with her. I think it would be good for both of us after this crazy year. to go just hang on the beach and hang with Jackie and Jimmy. She's working, but I don't have trouble filling up a day. And last year the weather was pretty darn good when we were there, so I'm gonna wait until after I do this, but I'm gonna fill in that center dark. I use odorless mineral spirits, Brenda. Same thing. But yeah, I'm going to on this. Use odorless mineral spirits. That's why I'm using the tortillion. Just spread it around a little bit. And I've shown it 100 times. It's just one of those little jelly jars with a sponge shoved in it. So when I want some mineral spirits on my tortillion, I just press it against the sponge and it absorbs just enough. I'm not sticking it all the way down in the liquid. And there's no odor. I mean, so it's not like it's bothering me or anything. There's absolutely no odor to it. I'm not breathing the fumes. Can you see the difference between where I've shaded now and where I haven't? I really love the shading. I really, really love the shading. So I might fill in that center with some crosshatch or something. I don't know. I kind of like it just open. All right, I like that one a lot now that it's shaded. It looks way cool. You know, I suppose you could take the time and just use your colored pencils to do this too. I just find this more expedient. The problem with working on brown paper, if you're doing black and white, like on that bugle page, I didn't leave those highlights. I went and added them back later with a white pen. I don't have a tan pencil like this, so going back and adding the highlights later is more difficult. So you better leave them in the beginning or you're probably not going to have them at all. So that's the problem. But I wanted to do this brown on tan paper for a long time, so I'm glad I'm doing it. But you got to think a little bit more ahead than you would otherwise. Hi, Leah. Yes, it was last December 3rd, I think we left here to move them. They already had the rental house then. But yeah, we took a caravan of trucks and cars down the road to get them moved to the Outer Banks. They were moving from Bentonville because she worked for Sam's Club. Yep, we moved them out there. And we were, the other day when we were talking, it was just like, God, that year has gone so fast. I mean, a lot has happened. Of course, with, Robert, but even with them, like she's gotten a real estate license and gotten a job, and they've totally remodeled their the rental house, and it was gorgeous when I stayed in it. But she did all new floors and new counters, new cupboards in the kitchen. She really, really spruced it up. And the thing about that is she'll get it back because it's a rental, and if it's desirable, people want to rent it, and they rent it for a ton of money. I mean, I couldn't afford to stay in it. For sure. It's literally like $5,000 a week. So, it gets paid back to her pretty quick, but yeah, she's done a lot in a year. And I've seen pictures of it, but it will be fun to see firsthand. All right. Ooh, I like that one now that it's shaded too. Now that's surrounded. Okay, check out tangles they have now that surrounded gemstone. They are cool. Do you have a link, CB? Yay, you, Leah. Yeah, they're fun. That's the thing, about Inktober is it makes you, one, commit to doing it every day, which I'd like to think that I'm going to continue, but the reality is I don't know if I am or not. I will draw enough to finish the book. That I'm pretty certain about. But just making yourself draw every day. All right, here we go. I'm going to start figuring out where my shadows go. Over and under, right? I liked Inspector Gadget. I'm not even sure if he was on the list, but I have more than enough to go ahead and finish the book. I think I already have an idea for next year's Inktober too. Just something that I want to draw. Okay, here comes Ratatouille. Say hi to the crazy ladies, Robert.
You what?
I said say hi to the crazy ladies.
Hi to all the crazy ladies. Good morning.
He is surfacing up from the basement to the living. Now he's going to start making noise because he's going to eat something. But it's okay. Are you going to eat or are you going to shower first?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna eat right. Unless I'm gonna interrupt you and then I'll just go shower.
Nah, just go ahead and eat. Who cares? If you're hungry, eat. I'm going to darken the shadow around the edge here. Dorothy said hi, Robert.
What?
Dorothy said hi, Robert. They're all
Hi.
saying hi. Jean, Judy, Monique, they're all saying hi, Robert. He needs to eat. Yeah, he's going to eat. He won't bother us. Yeah, that's looking better where it's darkened around the edges. I like that. Yeah, Jean said, please eat. We don't need you fainting in the shower. If I hear a big thud, I'm calling the ambulance. I ain't even going up and looking. Alright, so that section is almost done. I almost wonder, I think I will. I'm going to go ahead and shade around this element too, to make it stand out. And I know about some of this stuff, I'm really anal. I know that. Okay. Yeah, I like that better. Okay, somebody has to put that link on Twitter so I can find it later. Because I can't take it now. Okay. So that section of the drawing now is pretty much done, I think. I'll finish this down here. All right. What? Did I do that right? No, I didn't do that one up there right. Let's see if I can erase it. It's not like anybody's going to notice it, but I'm going to try. Yep, worked pretty good. You gotta think. Mm. All right, I think I got it all. Well, hi, Eileen. Holy crap, it's about time. Robert's been wondering where you were. Hi, Karen. He asked about you just a few minutes ago. His exact words were, hey, where's that friend of yours that wears the fur-lined thong? And I said, she must be sleeping in today. And he's sitting over here going, holy crap, you're putting words in my mouth. He's used to it. Okay, she acknowledged you, Robert. She said hi.
Who did?
That friend of mine that wears the fur-lined thong.
Oh, tell her hi.
I think you just did.
The fur-lined thong.
she lives in Boca Raton, right? And we talk about thongs all the time because I showed her that picture of you and your thong. You may not know what a thong is, you guys.
No.
It's that butt floss underwear.
It's what?
That butt floss underwear.
Well, that's what I thought you was talking about.
Okay. And they all know about yours, so you don't have to keep it a secret or anything. Okay.
Okay. That ugly tree out there has turned bright red.
Have you been driven through the cottages?
No, not yet.
Oh my gosh, their maple trees over there are gorgeous. I'm gonna go over there today. Take the trash, but oh yeah, that one in Jill's yard. I think it's in Jill's front yard. It is some kind of pretty. That was the prettiest tree. No, it's next door to Jill. Okay. Slowly, slowly coming together. Monique, you're funny. Oops, look it, I forgot a line up there. I hate to ink up the pen to do that, but if I don't, I'll forget. Swimming in the lake with a fur-lined thong. Sounds like a country song. Isn't that true, Brenda? I better look real carefully so I don't have to ink up this pen again. There's another one I forgot. There's another one. That would have gone that way. Alright, I think I've got them now. Nope, there's another one. Alright, now I don't feel so bad that I had to ink up the pen. So did you get your book all decorated, Eileen? It sure was pretty. Is it going to be another leaf book? It's not big enough for palm fronds, so... well, when you're working up this close, Brenda, you see them just because you've got to figure out where they're going to be shaded, and all of a sudden the line's not there. I do have to stop. See, there's another one that I missed. I'm not going to ink it right up right now. I'll catch it later. But I have to stop and think, you know, like what's going under, what's going over. See, this one actually will be like that. And hopefully I haven't screwed up too bad. And I'm going to do the outside of this design as well, so it pops out. Excuse me. Excuse me, throat's getting dry. I need coffee. Alright, it looks like I shaded this one, but I hadn't smeared it around yet. Alright, excuse me, I'm going to have to get a cup of coffee.
You ever said something, I got it for you.
I know you would have. Do you want some, honey? No, you're sitting
No,
right
yeah,
there.
I'll warm it up over here in a minute.
There's Roxy. Ah, that's better. Oh, did she finally get him, Dorothy? Cool. I'll have to go look when I'm done here. Hi, sweetheart. What do you want? You want to come up here? You want to come up and see your mom? All right. Got it. Hi, Vicki. Well, I'm eager to see him, Dorothy. I need to start putting some thought into my Christmas ATCs for Ange. That deadline's going to be here before I know it. I think I kind of have an idea of what I want to do. Just kind of haven't formulated or come up with a design yet, but I think I kind of know what I want to do. It's just whether or not, well, the nice thing this time is you only have to do the 18, so, yeah, so that's cool. Because when I did Jennifer's and the last one, Andrew's, I made a bunch of extras. So knowing that there's only 18 people and that the math's going to work out fine for her, yeah, don't have to worry about that. All right, I think that's it. Here we go. No, that's only yours, Eileen. Everybody else is going to get what sugar plums and all kinds of cool Christmas candy. You're getting coal. That's probably what I should have gotten most of my life, really. I want to talk about it, but I don't want to ruin the surprise. Are you participating, Eileen, in Angie's swap? You should. You could use some of those stamps you got, you flippin' hoarder. Yeah, I need to get them done though because soon I will be getting ready for the kids to come, so I need to have them done early, early. You're not, you can't commit? Oh, Dorothy, you are ahead of the game. Yeah, I'm going to try and come up with something and try and get them done here this first week in November. Because, yeah, the kids, I don't even know what the date of Thanksgiving is, but the kids are coming for Thanksgiving, so, yeah, I want to have a lot of free time to get stuff done for them. I love Thanksgiving. It's my favorite holiday. Love it so much. So I don't care how much work I have to do. I love it, and I'm going to do it. I'd rather do 10 Thanksgivings rather than one Christmas, for real. I'm not a huge fan of Christmas. No particular reason other than I'm just not. I don't know if it was because Jim was in the hospital during the Christmas season and I got so sick of those Christmas carols, or I don't know. But I know that there came a point, and it was after the kids were gone and we were living down here. I just thought, this is the dumbest damn holiday. I mean, I like celebrating the birth of Christ, but they've turned it into just a marketing madness. Yeah, that I have a hard time getting in the spirit, and especially when they start it in July. So I'm sure I've bitched about this before because it's one of the things I bitch about most. I've complained, sorry. I just said the B word. Who cares? But I know it's fun for the kids and stuff like that. And if I had little kids, I probably would be totally different. But yeah, I don't care for Christmas. I think if they would stop the marketing, like save the last 2 weeks before Christmas. There's a movie. Which movie is it? Where all the lights go on and all the trees are up, but it's just like the last couple days before Christmas. And turn it into something really, really special, where when the lights go on, it's just like a wonderland or something. But to have Christmas trees up in July, it's how can that be special? I'm sorry, maybe I'm bah humbug. Oh, I know I am. So take that into consideration. But yeah, I'd rather see him wait, and then the last week before Christmas is Christmas, where you can go out and look at the trees and the lights and everything, because I do like that aspect of it. I mean, I like the beauty of it. But by the time Christmas gets here, I'm so sick of it, I can hardly wait for them to take that crap down. So they can put up Valentine's stuff immediately. I don't know. I am a chronic complainer, right? Now, I do love Christmas Eve here with the family. I buy some really good special food that we all love. And we all, sit around and eat and have some drinks and do one gift. We do a dirty Santa exchange. So everybody goes home with at least one gift. I usually buy one or two extra as bonus gifts. Um, so some people end up with multiple gifts, but and the gifts can be funny or they don't have to be. But yeah, just it's a quiet little nice celebration here with some good food. But the whole thing, getting up Christmas morning just to open gifts, throw the paper away, and I don't know, it just seems loco to me. But we did it with our kids, so, and the grandkids. And I don't know, maybe I'd be different if I did have kids around. Well, no, not necessarily, because I have little Pixie Faye, my great niece here, and we all get her gifts, and it'll be fun this year because she'll know more. Now they have Christmas trees sitting right next to the Halloween pumpkins. Isn't that true? I mean, it's disgusting. Yeah, I pretty much try and ignore all the hype as much as you can, Um, it's hard though. I mean, living in America, it's hard to get away from the hype. And then pretty soon, every show, well, of course, I hardly ever turn on the TV, will be about food for the holidays. Well, we eat the same things that we ate last year because it's tradition. And if I didn't have those foods, my family probably wouldn't come over. I don't try a bunch of new recipes on Christmas Eve. I do Christmas Eve and my sister-in-law does Christmas Day. So, and I don't know at what point it becomes time for the kids to take over and let us just drive to your house and eat your food. That's what I'm waiting for. Go to somebody else's house and eat their food. I enjoy doing it. The whole day really is special to me then. Alright, this is getting real close to that center part being done. I'm liking this. I like this a lot. Santa drives by your house in a sleigh? Yeah, well, Santa doesn't come to Monkey Island because nobody out here has been good enough to get a gift. And Robert and I don't do the Christmas thing. We don't buy each other gifts or anything. If we need something, we just buy it during the year. And no, I don't think it makes it more special that he thought about me and bought me a gift. No, I don't put that kind of pressure on anybody. And I don't want it put on me either. I'd rather have somebody be out and about and see something that makes them think of me and buy it for me then than to fret about it and come up with something at the last minute for Christmas. That's how I feel about gift giving. If you see something that I might like during the year, kind of like my friend buying me that book, that was such a nice gesture because she thought about me spontaneously. And Robert does it all the time, just little things when he goes to the grocery store or something, buys something I like, he knows I'll like. That to me is a whole lot better than him stressing over, oh my God, I'm going to fail if I don't get her the right gift. That ain't going to work around me. Thanks, you guys. Yeah, you haven't eaten at anyone else's house for over 30 years? Well, it's been, well, Christmas dinner, I go, Christmas Day, I go over to my brother's, but I've done Christmas Eve for, oh, many, many years. Well, probably since my mother sold her house, and I don't even remember when that was. Because up until then, you had to go to my mother's house. I mean, that, honest to God, was not an option. I remember one year it was so stormy, and we had gotten absolutely dumped on, like 24 inches in one day. It was insane, the amount of snow that we got, and it was Christmas Eve, and I didn't think I was going to get to my mother's, and it was the first time I hadn't got to my mother's. And you'd think, as big a pain in the neck as I am, it wouldn't have bothered me. I was so sad and crying, and my husband was like, "We will get you there, we will get you there." And I didn't know at that time how nice it could be to stay at your own house Christmas Eve. Because years later, of course, we did it at home with the kids. And it was so nice not to have to go anywhere. If you want to put your pajamas on, and yeah, it was like, what was I thinking? But my mother wouldn't have tolerated it if you didn't show up. But Jim did get me there that year. Another time I remember bad storms. I had tickets to go to Disneyland on Thanksgiving Day. Um, and it stormed so bad, I don't even know how we got to the airport. And that was with a guy I was dating before I got married. And we got out of that storm. Alright, I don't think I'm missing anything. If you guys see something. I don't see anywhere I've missed. Alright, now I'm thinking I wouldn't mind having a more dense pattern in the background, so that Dragonair sticks out. The whole border thing sticks out more, and it'll just fade into the background. So I won't mind if the whatever we pick for the background of this now is a more dense dark pattern. So I've got to look. And I may go back and do some touch-up shading and stuff later. I'll pull out so you can kind of see the whole thing. There we go. There's kind of the whole thing. It's pretty. Hang out in your PJs and watch movies. That sounds perfect to me. I play Christmas music. It's the only time I will ever play Christmas music. Your parents are 90 and 85 and you still go to their house. I hope to God you guys are doing the work though, Karen. The first year you went to your hubby's house, everything was so different. It was miserable. I know. You get used to your traditions. Toward the end, when the kids got bigger, well, they were away in college and they were coming home and they didn't care so much. It wasn't like Santa Claus was coming or anything. We went out to a really, really nice restaurant and ate dinner and then came home and opened gifts and did stuff like that. I think they would have rather we did it the old way. But I said, nope, I'm not going to all the trouble. Because they were blowing in at 4 o'clock and leaving at 10. It's like, nope, we're going to go eat somewhere really nice. And even though we went to really expensive restaurants, I probably saved money. That's nice, Karen. Yeah, you do most of the work. Alright, hang on, I'm going to turn off the volume for just a minute. Okay, back. I just had to blow my nose, you guys. That my nose is driving me cuckoo. Alright, so now I need to come up with a pattern. I like that one we picked, though. It was just the right amount. Alright, so if anybody has a kind of dense pattern, I'll look through the cheat book. I'm just flipping through the book here. I don't think I want a grid pattern necessarily. Leah, I bought a, like a boom arm. I'll take a picture of it before I tear it down if you want and show you. But it clamps onto the side of the table and then has a boom arm that I can move right and left and up and down. Robert did have to drill a hole in my camera, in one part of my camera, but I didn't care. I mean, it's not like I have a super duper fancy camera, so, yeah, I like this setup a lot. I don't think I want checkerboard or stripes. I'm thinking I might do okay. I'm thinking something like this, you guys. In the background. It goes fast. It's pretty mindless. Yeah, I think I might do that. Okay, you're going to your niece's house. Well, I'd like to think that my brother's kids at some point will say, okay, come on over here and we'll do the work. But since they can't even cook themselves dinner, I don't think that's happening soon. I could just leave it white, but I think I want to do something real random that's more dark, CB. I hope it. Yeah, because I want this dragon air to stand out. Because right now it kind of is lost in the edge. Okay, I think Gina's telling her. Okay. I thought about the tripod thing, but I didn't want to use up any of my desks, so this boom arm, it worked well. And they're cheap and you can buy them in different sizes. And it's easy to take down. When I'm done here, it goes away. It goes bye-bye. Alright, I'm just going to do this one. Because I can. Because I can. Because I can. Hopefully it won't be a distraction. I don't think it will, because this tends to go way into the background when you do this. So I get that, Karen. Yeah. Yeah, you take a dementia patient away from their house, and it really jacks with them. Um, we've learned that with Mary. Um, well, we knew it with Robert's mother too, that it was easier to leave her in the home than to bring her out and take her home, even for holidays. The change she just could not tolerate. Like, it didn't make sense to her at all why she was leaving or why she was going back. So, yeah, I get that. Dementia is the cruelest thing I've ever seen in my whole life. That's what we're doing. All right. Let me get another rag here. And we're going for it. There isn't, despite what you think, there isn't that much space to fill. Now I have to decide if I want the lines going this way or do I want the lines going this way. Well, this is 9 inches wide. It is 9 inches wide. So when I put it in my book of art, it's going to have to go this way because the sheet protectors are 8.5. So I think I'm going to do it this way, just to keep it, dimensional. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. All right, get ready. Here we go. Lines on this don't matter. They can be as crooked or as straight as you want, and I probably am going to do them a little bit curvy just so it doesn't look like I intended for them to be straight. Got to kind of go slow because the ink's got to flow. Ah, yeah. Elderly parents, don't jack with their schedule. That's my free advice. What the hell is going on with this pen? It's almost like it's got one edge that doesn't want to let the ink flow. That is weird as hell. Hi, Sandra. Yeah, yeah. Bringing him out and taking him back, it's bad news. Brenda said her dad gets depression when you remove him, and I can understand that. Especially when they have no control over, really what happens to them. Um, so, yeah, you're better off, I think, to inconvenience yourself and leave them alone. Of course, then with Robert's mother, there came a time when taking her out of the home or taking her anywhere, getting her dressed in street clothes, was not even an option. Come on, Pen, you're starting to piss me off. And all of us are getting kind of at an age where we've either dealt with our elderly parents or are just now starting to deal with them. It's the saddest thing in the world. My parents are both gone now. Okay. I'll come down a little bit. And this one's really easy. There's no pattern, there's no rhyme or reason to what you do. You just start drawing. Oops, sorry. I'm going to have to move this away a little bit out here so I can do this. quiet, sorry. Oh, Jean. Yeah, it's hard to watch. You just gotta love him. I don't know if they're keeping Mary at the nursing home. I know she went there about a week ago for respite care, so her daughter could get some respite care. And I kind of was of the impression they might leave her there now, which I think it's hard on her. Taking her for respite care and then coming and picking her up. She doesn't have any idea what any of that is about. But Jan is just having such a hard time making a decision. And I get it. I really do. But yeah, I kind of wish they'd go ahead and do what's best for Mary at this point. Ain't my call, though. If it was my call, I know what I would do. I usually work on both lines at the same time, side-by-side lines, so that it's easy when they meet up to go ahead and finish the pattern. Like right here where the lines are getting ready to meet up, I can go ahead and finish that pattern real easy. Hi, Dee Dee. What are you doing on this beautiful Tuesday? I'm sitting here entertaining the troops. Because I don't want to do real adult stuff yet. I'm going to do it here in a while, though. I really am. I don't know what, but I'm going to do something. Oh, you finished your Jen portrait. Cool. How much fun is that? Yeah, well, I haven't done squat. I've had a couple cups of coffee now and drawn on this and watched Carol TMT. So I'm going to have to wash this pen here in a second, I'm pretty sure. It's getting kind of draggy. I'm just going to do it, make my life easy. Thank you, Dee Dee. Did you tweet a picture of it, Dee Dee? I hope you did. It looks so cool. No, I'm talking to the people on the chat. Do you want me to talk to you?
Huh?
I will talk to you if you want me to.
I don't know who you're talking to for sure when you're doing that.
I know. No, I was asking Dee Dee if she did a portrait of one of the other ladies' son, and I want to see it. Okay. And this whole thing started because Suzanne wanted to see the glass pen. And that's been how many days ago now? Okay. Robert, Eileen just said, Robert wants to do his own thing. Leave him alone.
Thank you.
Why does everybody always go around sticking up for you? Like I'm the bad guy here.
Well, I'm glad I got some friends on this earth.
Yeah, you need them because you live with me. Did you put the tire back on the Kia yet?
Is that one, honey?
Did you put the tire back on the Kia?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just trying to find a project for you so you quit milling around.
Oh, I got plenty of projects. I'm just deciding what one I want to go do.
Okay.
I'm debating on calling Sue back. That's the biggest thing. Oh, do these just come off the shelf at Walmart?
Yes.
There's only one or two left.
We're going to town tomorrow. I'll get some.
Oh, no, there's more than that.
Yeah.
2, 4, 5.
No, I'll get some tomorrow when we're out. No worries.
Cool.
Oh, I'll bet it is. Yeah, I always love Dee Dee's portraits. I'm not sure I have enough time left in my life to get proficient at that, but that is one thing I wouldn't mind getting more and more proficient at. That's for sure. I don't know why, and maybe you guys think the same thing, that I don't think you're a real artist until you can draw a portrait that looks like somebody, right? That's kind of like the standard by which you can be judged. You can't call yourself an artist until you can draw a portrait that looks like the person you were trying to draw. I mean, I know that's not true, but that's kind of like how I think in my pea-sized brain. Quit sucking up to Robert, Eileen. Yeah, I think so too, Brenda. I think this one, because it drops in the background and you don't notice it so much, and then the design in the middle really stands out. And you got to remember too that when the ink dries, it won't look quite so red. I hope, at least. But I still have to shade it too, so. Yeah, I know. Did you do the self-portrait in drawing on the right side of the brain? I know. I did mine too, and occasionally I come across it and it's like, holy crap. Who are you looking at when you do that? It couldn't have been you. Of course, it's been several years, so I had different glasses and I had different hairdo. But yeah, when I look at it, I'm just like, who are you looking at? You couldn't have been looking in the mirror. Because the girl in the portrait looks like Pamela Anderson. Not really. I'm kidding. I made that up. I'm going to have to clean this pen again. That's the thing about this calligraphy ink on this pen. It dries very, very fast. Because that's the nature of calligraphy ink, right? It's got to dry fast so you don't smear it. So it gunks up your pen. If I had a fountain pen with a fine, fine, fine nib like this glass pen, I would almost at this point get it out and fill it up, but I don't. I don't have a fine, fine, fine nib. The one I have is not going to be fine enough. Exactly, Jean. I don't. I know what you're saying. I think that too. I think we're all artists because we create something and we enjoy doing it. But um, you know what I'm saying is that I guess I used to more think that way than I do now. That an artist, you have to be able to draw a person, a face, or you're not an artist. But it definitely is something I would love to get good at. Um, Maybe I'd rather do a pet portrait than I really would a face. There's very few faces. Well, I don't know. Dee Dee comes up with interesting faces all the time. But I don't know if you guys follow Jess Stanley, a pet portrait artist. Oh my God, that's gorgeous artwork right there. But I don't know, Dee Dee, what do you think is harder, a animal or a person? Or to you, that probably doesn't matter. It's just give me some pen and paper, and I'm going to draw something, and it's going to look like what I'm drawing. Okay, and here's a question for you, Jane. Since you were saying that about um, musicians making music and artists making art. Um, do you think rap is really music? Because I don't think rap is music. I hate rap more than anything. I don't think it's music at all. It's rhyming, no doubt about that, and sometimes it's not even rhyming, frankly. Um, but what do you think about rap music? Being you know, a music teacher, I don't think of it as real music. Sorry. But that again is an age thing. I'm sure my granddaughters would have. People are harder? Okay. Yes, she is, Dee Dee. Jess is amazing. Yeah. People are harder. Okay. All right, here's Jean's answer. Technically, it isn't because it's missing a major element, a melody. It is a genre of its own, yes. Um, it is a type of poetry. That's what I feel too. Jean is, you can't really call that music. I don't know. Just my opinion, okay? If you're watching this on YouTube and you're a rap artist, you probably, one, are watching the wrong channel. Um, and two, you're entitled to your own opinion and likes and dislikes. I'm just saying mine. But I'm pretty sure my granddaughters listen to rap and think it's awesome. But one, I think some of the lyrics to me are incredibly offensive. Um, and just because you can say them, it's kind of like the whole freedom of speech thing and all that, and I don't want to get into that. But sometimes just because you can doesn't mean you should, in my humble opinion. And the disrespect for, I don't know, I could get into a whole big thing there. But now we have it from a real live music teacher that technically it's not really music, so there. I love to be right. That's probably true, CB, that it's progressed and now some of it maybe you could consider music, but at the beginning, yeah, it was just, in my opinion, noise. But that's what my mother thought about the rock and roll I listened to. So um, she thought it was just bad noise. So CB, that makes me wonder, are you like a rap fan? Do you go around with your pants hanging down, your underwear hanging out, and bebop with your boombox down the street listening to rap? Just joking, CB. You know me. There you go, Brenda. You have just absolutely read my mind. I have to wash this pen again. The ink's drying, and I don't want it to start creating a mess. Oh, okay, so you're classical on in the car and country in the house. I'm still rock and roll. I still like rock and roll. We listen to country western in the car because that's Robert's music, and I could care less what we listen to. Um, but I'm still a Rod Stewart fan, and um, old rock and roll is probably my favorite. But my brother, he's so funny because oh, it was probably around last Christmas, honestly. He um, he said, "You know what? We're getting old." Because we were both talking about Frank Sinatra, that all of a sudden we've gotten to a certain point in our life where we both like Frank Sinatra. It's like, man, we're getting old. We like Frank Sinatra. I think it was because I had Christmas music on. It was either Dean Martin or Frank Sinatra or something. He says, man, I really like this. All right, yeah, this pen needed a good cleaning. All my reservoirs were getting dried up. So keep that in mind when your pen is not wanting to hold and release ink. Just stop and wash it because the twists in the glass are your reservoirs. And when they get all dried up with ink, they won't hold any to release for you to draw. So, and this ink that's been sitting in this container out here, every second it's sitting out, it's getting thicker and drying. So, oh, much better, much better. Well, I say that, and then it doesn't want to release the ink. I might have to get new out. That one side of the pen is still just caca. I'm probably going to have to sand that. Oh my gosh, now she's going into like teaching us about what was it, Franklets? Well, I have to say, Jean, I don't know much about music or music history. That's not something that I ever, um, I guess, just got interested in. Um, but I could say the same thing about art. I don't know much about art history either. Um, Not that I wouldn't mind learning. I just have never had an interest in it and haven't learned. And I honestly can't carry a tune in a bucket. I mean, you don't want to hear me sing, I can promise you that. I don't think I could get drunk enough to do karaoke, for real. I don't, Karen. I think if you just look up glass dip pens, you're going to get more information than you ever really wanted to know. Um, Suzanne apparently has just. I'm going to clean out this whole ink. This is bullshit. Ask Suzanne. Suzanne has just done a bunch of shopping for glass dip pens and bought one. Now I haven't heard from her since she got it. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure I had not talked to her at all since she got it. So um, this one was a gift, and I like it. I enjoy it a lot. Um, but yeah, name brand or anything like that, I don't even think it's in the. It might be in the box. I can look in a minute. Um, but this pen is starting to annoy me a little bit. But sometimes you just got to take the time to clean it and do what you got to do. There we go. If it starts goofing up again, I'm going to throw it away. No, I'm kidding. I'm not. There is one side of it that is really being a pain in the neck. And the problem with a pen like this is you are stuck. It is one size only. And if you get a handle, you can have any number of size nibs. But it is really nice when it's working well, and it's probably time to really scrub it. I haven't scrubbed it in a couple days. What the hell? Yeah, going to an opera, I'm not sure I could do that as well. All right, enough is enough. I'm really going to go wash this pen. Plus, you have to be pretty careful. I think I got it pretty clean. Um, I mean, these things are breakable. Is CB leaving? Thanks, CB. Go have a great day. Yeah, it's 11 o'clock. I don't even know what time I came on. Um, Carol left at 9, so I've been on for a little over 2 hours. I'll go ahead and do a little bit more. And then figure out how to get my day started. I still got to do Inktober, still got to shower. Yeah, there's one side of this pen that I may have to sand off. It's just not wanting to. Washing it has helped a lot. You should, Jean. I would go. That would be fun to go to your local theater and see an opera from the Met. I think that'd be way fun, especially for you because it's something you would enjoy. I'm pretty sure I could never get Ratatouille to go anywhere near an opera. Now, he does thoroughly enjoy the shows in Branson. They bug his ears a little bit because he has such sensitive ears. Um, but we've seen quite a few shows over in Branson, and he really does enjoy those. I don't know if I ever told you guys. There's a show in Branson. We were over there with a group of friends from Texas. We all met in Branson. Um, and I had asked one of the locals, if you were going to tell somebody one show that they need to see while they're here, which one would you send them to? And they said Six. Six. You got to go see Six. So and she was actually in a quilt shop, and she said, if you want, I can get you tickets. And I said, order them up, man. So she went ahead and sold me the tickets for all of us to go see Six. And what it is it's six brothers that from the time you walk into the theater until the time you walk out, the only noise you hear are sounds that are coming out of their mouth. They sing, they talk a lot, but there are times during that show that you'd swear to God that a locomotive is coming directly at you, or that a herd of horses are running through a field. Their ability to create sound effects, these brothers, is mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. And there's a real neat story about the whole deal with the brothers. There's actually 10 brothers in the family. There were no girls. I'm pretty sure that's correct. There were no girls in their family. And their mother had been told at one time that she was not able to have children. And so each boy was a surprise. And these boys do a tribute to their mother during the show. And you can tell that they adored their mother. Honestly, I would have paid triple what we paid to see that show. It was so heartwarming. It was so amazing. Um, yeah, so if you ever find yourself in Branson or anywhere where there's a show named Six, Six, I wouldn't have chosen that show because of the name alone. But it's six of the brothers who do this. And it is mind-boggling. It is so entertaining. So, yeah. But we've gone to see a bunch over in Branson. And I had kind of thought that while Robert was not in treatment this time, I probably should get us tickets and go over there for a few days. But I'm still feeling guilty about the cat, you guys. When we left for Oklahoma City and the cat was here alone for so long. I mean, she had people coming in checking on her, but I can't leave the cat. And I just envision, now this is what a goofball I am. I envision that every time Robert and I go somewhere together and walk out the door that she starts having panic attacks that we won't be coming back. So, yeah. But that's my mental illness, not the cat's, right? I just feel like she was traumatized by it. I don't know why I think that. I mean, she didn't start having weird behaviors or anything. I could tell she missed us, though. But that's why I don't get tickets to go anywhere, is because I feel like I don't want to disrupt the cat's life. Something wrong with me, probably. You're probably right, Brenda. Yeah, when we're gone, she probably goes up, gets in the middle of our bed, jumps on the counter. She gets on, does things that I don't let her do. You're probably absolutely right. She could care less. Getting pretty close to done with this side of it. I don't know how much longer I'm going to stay on. I will get this done. I won't do it on stream again, but I will get this done in the next few days. Just so I can get it out of my face and I can start on my ATCs and not feel guilty that I have half-finished crap laying around. I hate half-finished crap laying around. Don't you know? Come on, don't fail me now. If this pen starts acting up again, I'm out of here. Now all of a sudden this pen has decided to just work perfectly. Hope I didn't speak too soon. Yep, spoke too soon. I can believe that, Dorothy. That must have been a huge treat. Dorothy said that she doesn't think anything will surpass her visits to the Vienna State Opera and the ballet in Paris, and I would have to agree. Never having been um, to Paris or anything, everything I hear about that just seems so romantic and so special that, yeah. And I suppose it's maybe the people in Paris take it for granted. I don't know. Um, but yeah, that would be something that would be really special, memorable. You'd never really forget it. Yeah, I just dipped my pen in the water and dipped it in the ink, and we'll see if it works better. Yeah, it definitely is the ink getting thicker as it's sitting out. There's no doubt because it's intended to dry fast ink. So I just thinned it a little. I just didn't want to do it like down here where this design is all kind of by itself. I didn't really want to change the consistency of the ink because in a pattern like this it may become noticeable when you do that. So that's why I didn't really want to do it up in here, say. But yeah, I agree with you, Brenda. It has more to do with the ink than the pen. But when the ink dries in these reservoirs, yeah, it won't hold ink either, and it won't release it. It's almost like a ink magnet. And I can't thin it too much because I don't want to change the color of the ink either, you know. I'll just pour it out and get new at some point. This brown has a ton of red in it, and I don't want it any redder than it is. Oops, that's what I didn't want to do. Oh well. I'll just shade around that. It will be less noticeable when I'm done shading. Yeah, no, by the time I'm done shading, you won't even hardly see that. And if it's bothersome to me, I'll mat it so that it doesn't show at all. And it was because I thinned the ink that happened. Um, I should have just poured the ink out and gotten new. No big deal. We're not going to worry about it. This is not going up for sale in the next day or two. I really do like the brown on the Tone Town paper, though. I have to say that. I do like the brown ink. But I sure didn't like the blue. Black and white is still my favorite. Probably always be my favorite. Alright. Let's see, I'll put it this way where you guys can see. Yeah, I'm glad I did this background because it does make the rest of the design really stand out. So I think it was a good choice. And I can see it much better on camera than I can in real life. So I'm going to go ahead and work down here quickly, and then I'm going to call it a day and jump on my Inktober. But I'm going to shower, I think, first before Inktober. And think up something yummy to eat. Because I haven't eaten yet either. Which is not unusual. I usually don't eat until later. I can't get up and eat like Stinky Boy. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't make it there yesterday either, Jean. I just got busy around here, and I didn't sit down for, geez, the longest time. So I missed the whole stream. I hope you guys are doing something. Because I get quiet when I do stuff like this. Because to me, this really is relaxing. Really, really is. I think it's hard too, Jean, because, you know, streaming right in front of you, when I turn the camera off, it's like, oh, I got to do this and this and this and this and this. You know, it's like, I feel like I've gotten way behind on something, like I have some sort of schedule that I have to maintain, right? Which I don't. I just, but yeah, I feel like, oh, I got to get busy and get some stuff done around here. And there ain't no boss but me around here. Because Robert doesn't get to be the boss. You're eating cherry, Madeira, something, and coffee? Oh, cake. You're eating cake. You're watching the pen move? Well, good for you, Leah. Keeping warm under your blankie. Your toes are ice. I'm sorry. It's a little chilly here today. What? Looking out here, it's not even 50 degrees, which for here is pretty cold this time of year. Seems this year like we went from blowing the air conditioning round the clock to heater round the clock. It just came on really quick. I don't necessarily mind. Um, I'm not a huge fan of cold weather, but um, I like winter clothes better than summer clothes. Isn't that funny? Like, I like sweatpants. So, yeah, I get used to it. Robert said this morning he's sad to see all the trees losing their leaves, and I have to agree with that. Because that's kind of what makes you think, oh, it's going to be a long, long winter. And Jen and Oz is just coming up on her spring, huh? I think spring is my favorite because I love planting and growing. Let's see, we're getting about where I could draw a line now all the way down. There we go. You had your heat on yesterday, Eileen? Well, yeah, 'cause down there, that's cold. We've had our heat on a lot lately. It's all right. If you're staying home and the heat's running, it's fine. It's only when you got to go out. See, we got to go to Joplin tomorrow, and if it's raining or something, oh, I hate going out in the rain. But we will. And you guys could tell me if there's just something I can't live without. Do I need to go shopping tomorrow? I wasn't planning on it. I guess I could kind of think about and plan out my Christmas ATC, so if I needed to get something for that, I could, huh? I think I will do that this afternoon. because starting next week I'm going to work on that. Probably won't do it on stream because I like to keep them a surprise until they're submitted. So, yeah, probably won't do the ATCs on stream. Yes, go shopping. It cures all that ails you. Actually, it's for a doctor's appointment, so Ratatouille will be with me. He never says a word. He will always just sit in the car and wait for me patiently. Um, but really, there's absolutely nothing in this world that I need. Nothing at all. So at that point, I'm just spending money to spend money. And I would probably have gone and looked for some of the Jane Davenport stuff, but I think I've decided I'm not going to buy it. I'm done. Alright, my stomach just growled, so maybe it's time to go eat. What's today? Tuesday. I was just trying to think if the restaurant in Fairland was having fried chicken today. Fairland is a little town of, I don't know, maybe 15 miles away. It's where I go to the post office. But there's a little restaurant there that has the best fried chicken. And I won't fry chicken at home. It's too big a mess. So I have to eat it out. How did it makes me wonder too, Jean. That was crazy, Eileen. To me, that was just absolute, utter, total fraud. I mean, you can't just take money out of a joint account and pay your personal bills and stuff. That's just absolutely fraudulent as far as I'm concerned. And of course, I didn't read every word of the whole article, but it was like, what the hell? Did you lose your mind? You're not very smart, girl. That's all I gotta say. And obviously not caring about your partner or your customers. And that's the thing is, those of us that support these companies, I'd love to believe that they're going to do the right thing by their customers. Obviously not. Go figure. So yeah, I just thought that was utter and complete fraud, Eileen. I really did. And I don't guess, has the lawsuit been settled, Eileen? That was another question I had, was how did that whole thing work out? Yeah, see, I didn't hear any of that. Hi, Judy. No, Didi, it's not her, the quality of her products. I haven't said a name, so I guess I can talk about it. Um, it would appear to me, based on what little bit of knowledge I have about it, she took advantage of one of her design team members who had submitted ideas for a marketing plan and stuff like that. Um, used the marketing plan, but didn't give him credit. And I'm sure, being design team, you don't get paid, but I mean, I think if you're working on a marketing plan, you would definitely be in for some of the profits. It would seem to me. Otherwise, why would you do it? Why would you give away your skill and your ability free? Um, unless you're a Ustreamer. Okay, it was finally settled. Wonder how it worked out. But yeah, I don't know. It just seems like maybe she's not being fair with the people who are helping her along the way, Dee Dee. And I don't forget that I'm only hearing one side of the story. So, um, who knows if it's just um, bad feelings, I don't know enough about it that I could speak on it with any kind of authority at all, honestly. Um, but I think, one, it's hard enough to make a living doing art. In my opinion, it's so easy just to go get a job that pays good money. That you have to be so dedicated, and you have to depend on other people to help you. You're not going to do it completely alone. And that requires that you're going to be fair with those people who help you along the way. So, yeah. I don't know. And I admire people so much who can make a living doing art. Young Bailey J. I admire her so much that she took the risk, trusted her talent enough, and now she's got a book coming out. Good on her. I mean, I couldn't be more proud of her if I was her mother, I don't think. Because it's a tough market, man. But you got to be fair to the people who help you, and you've got to, I think, of course, this may have been drummed into me, being in printing and customer service jobs. You got to be fair to your customer. So, but again, have we heard the whole story? I don't know. Well, all of his marketing ideas, Didi, um, he apparently submitted a marketing plan to her, and then she didn't hear from him for the longest time, or he didn't hear from her, I'm sorry, for the longest time. And the next thing he knows, the company that she was working with had totally implemented his marketing plan, and she had never gotten back to him about if they were going to use it or whatever. But it seems to be as though she actually stole his marketing plan and idea, and it wasn't copyrighted, so there's no real recourse for him. But I'd like to think that she'd give him credit and pay him for the marketing ideas, because her and the company who are selling these products, that marketing these products, are going to make a bundle, right? So, but I don't know. Maybe it's a whole bunch of hullabaloo about nothing. I don't know. It wouldn't be the first time, that's for sure. And in the art world, I think it's easy to, I don't want to say steal ideas, but misrepresent somebody else's ideas as your own is the best way I can put it. For example, I saw my little accordion fold book, and I'm not the first person to ever make an accordion fold book, okay? I'm not. But my little Zentangle book, I saw almost one exactly identical to this, and no credit was given to me for being the inspiration. Um, so yeah, you know what I'm saying is it's awful easy to misrepresent something that way. And I'd like to think somebody who is getting big and starting to make some serious didge would give credit to the people where credit is due. That's all. Rant over. Well, it appears as though I'm so close now to finishing it, I'm just going to stay on until it's done. And so, if there's anybody in the audience who feels like they would like to stream and entertain these goofball women next, feel free to speak up. I'm going to get busy doing Inktober. And it's the last day that I absolutely have to do it. So, I'm excited about that. Yeah, and Eileen was talking about something else entirely different. Sorry, we did get confused there. I try to too, Jean. I really do. I try and give credit where credit is due because, um, yeah, I just think, why would I steal somebody's idea? I wouldn't steal their purse or their coat. Why would I steal their idea? And even when I made those corrugate nib holders, I was just bummed that I couldn't remember who made the original one. So I was so happy when Queen Pam said it was hers, because now I can give her credit. But then she even said at that point, she said, "Oh, I didn't originate the idea. She saw it somewhere else too." But I don't want to pass that off as my original idea because it's not my original idea. If Queen Pam hadn't made one for Dee Dee, I would have never made one. I think it's just consideration. And definitely not trying to get ahead at somebody else's expense. My mother used to have a saying. She'd say, "Be careful who you step on your way up, girl, because you're going to meet those same people on your way down." You know, when I'd probably be feeling like getting too big for my britches or something, boy, my mother could knock you right back down where you belong. Be careful who you step on going up, girl. Because I did kind of raise rapidly in my career at Arco. And she thought I was getting too big for my britches. Okay, yeah, you can always say you stole it from. I inspired you to fire up Liberace. I thought that was so funny, Judy. I wish I'd thought of something with flair like that. Yeah, well, I think, maybe there are completely original ideas, but, usually if I'm creating something, I've been inspired by somebody and I try and give them credit. You stole it. And like if I inspire somebody to do something like Judy creating a Liberace or Brenda or whatever, to create a beast, that tickles me to death because that's something that I get a lot of enjoyment out of. And I'd like to think, you're going to get a lot of enjoyment out of it too. None of it's copyright of it, none of it's an original idea with me. The design may be unique to me, but anybody can draw a straight line, so I'm not taking credit for that straight line. Um, but yeah, if you can, um, enjoy it and have a good time with it, that tickles me to death. Now, if you take my idea, don't give me credit, and turn it into a real money-making um, empire, I may change my attitude. I don't know, but chances are the beast is not going to be turned into a moneymaker. But you get what I'm saying. I think just be fair with others and you'll be okay at the end of the day. When you think of Miguel, you think of ruffly shirt and red and orange clothes. And a red cape and real tight pants, right, Jane? He's got to have on those real tight pants. That's the best thing about flamenco, the pants they wear. Same with football. And I forgot there was a Denver Bronco game on last night. I don't even know the score yet. I'm hoping my brother taped it, if it was a good game. If it was a crappy game, I won't care. I can't believe I forgot. That's what a dope I am. Okay, Gene, I want to hear about the tight pants. Exactly, tight pants. There you go. You're calling yours a cub because it's too small to be a beast? That's funny. With castanets in his hands, absolutely. I can't believe I sat here and got this all done. Few more lines is all. With taps on his shoes. It was crappy and Denver lost. Thanks, Picola. Denver is really bad this year. Oh my gosh, they're so bad. That's probably why I didn't even care if I watched it. The week before this game was so horrible. It was so pitiful. I didn't even watch the end of it. I think I went and binge watched Netflix. Yeah, they need to get their stuff together because they're not doing well. And I know they're rebuilding. I know that, but I'm an impatient fan. I've been a fan too many years to have to put up with this. I miss me some John Elway is what I miss. As does every Denver fan in the world. All right, can you believe that? And I won't save that little bit of ink. Not worth saving. And I don't want to contaminate my ink in the bottle. So how the heck did that camera get so crooked? Hang on. I'm straightening the camera. So I'm going to let that ink dry before I do the shading on it. But yeah, I've been on 3 hours because it says my recording is stopping. So let me stop the recording. If you've watched this on YouTube, thanks so much for watching. Try and come to a live stream Mondays, 1 o'clock Eastern.